welcome back to the Macedon Ranger's Voice. Today we get to find out more about Anne Moore. That's right, we're going to meet Anne Moore, who's standing in the South Ward. We couldn't get our stuff together in order to get the Zoom thing happening. So we just went for a phone interview, which I would do with anyone. And anyone this time was Anne Moore. What came across was someone who was very sincere. I've substituted the images of Anne and myself with the beautiful photos of Greg Balderstone. These are some of the best photos and most beautiful photos you'll ever see of the Macedon Rangers. And Greg is a must follow on Facebook if that's your sort of thing. So without mucking about anymore, let's get on with Anne Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present Anne Moore. She's standing in the South Ward. That's Gisborne and other places. Who cares? Let's hear from Anne Moore. Anne Moore, welcome to The Voice.
Hi, how are you, boys?
Good, I'm good, thank you. Okay, so Anne Moore, please tell us a little bit about Anne Moore.
Anne Moore. Anne Moore's lived in Gisborne for 25 years after moving from Sydney. She has 3 young adult children, 2 boys and a girl. I've been active in the Macedon Rangers, Gisborne area for over 20 years on planning and environment issues. Have a strong interest in planning and want to represent our people in a true voice of understanding what goes on within the planning scheme and stuff like that. So, yeah, I get it, basically.
So you want to be the voice?
I want to be the voice of the people, for the people, by the people, and help them in any manner, shape or form that I can. Just like I've done behind the scenes for 20 years, but now we're doing it up front and personal as being a counsellor.
That was a good answer. Anne Moore, now, tell me more about what's on your to-do list should you become counsellor in the South Ward.
I'd really like to see something brought about for the senior citizens of the Rangers. The men's have the men's shed, and after the senior citizen centres were shut down, there's nothing out there for those that don't have that interest in the men's shed, especially the opposite gender. So I'd really like to see something come about for the mental health and well-being of the female population and the male senior population that isn't there now. Used to be, but for whatever reason it was all shut down, and I think it needs to come back again, and I think COVID crisis has really highlighted that fact.
Are you suggesting a ladies' shed?
No, more of a ladies' lounge, but men are invited that are not interested in the men's shed. So, yeah, senior citizen centres reinstated.
I like where you're headed. Wow. Okay. Is it a sort of a singles thing?
Well, it is, because there's a hell of a lot of women out there that are single. I mean, statistically, men die earlier than women. And, I can count, just off the top of my head at the moment, 5 women that I know that are over 70 plus that are living alone, that don't have any interaction with the other greater community because they've moved to an area to retire and have lost their husbands within a short time of their retirement. So it's not fair on them that there's no place that they can go to get to know other older ladies, which is what the Senior Citizen Centre used to facilitate.
Thanks, Anne. I'm going to cut you off there. You could give me more, but what do you think we should spend less and or more on, Anne Moore, South Ward?
There's a hell of a lot of money being spent on one sport alone, particularly in Gisborne, and that's AFL. And the council budgeting shows and survey showed that there's only sort of like a 2% participation rate on AFL in the Macedon Rangers. Soccer is the fastest growing sport in the ranges, if not the country. And just through my eldest son's conversations with me, they've run out of room in Gisborne to house the soccer kids because there just isn't enough pitches for them to be playing on. More money needs to be directed to sports in terms of soccer, in terms of actually having a decent athletics track in the Macedon Ranges, all weather, that can be used for everybody across the Macedon Ranges. As it stands, kids wanting to do school athletics and whatever, they all get bussed down to Essendon. Not exactly what you would call healthy for the environment, and it's not keeping the economy local.
I'm sure you probably could give me more on that topic, but we don't have time, and the citizens of the South Ward really want to move on. But what they do want more of is Ann Moore's reason that she should get more votes.
I've been passionate over the past 20 years in representing people across the Macedon Ranges on planning and environmental issues. So I'm the one that exposed Macedon Lodge for doing all the illegal earthworks. I'm the one that exposed Macedon Lodge at Mount Macedon, this is, for all the illegal removal of native, indigenous, pristine forest on their property, to the point that Joanne Duncan got down into state parliament and nominated them as the neighbour from hell. I've represented people as an advocate at VCAT. I've submitted numerous objections and or approvals towards planning issues. I've worked alongside council at VCAT in objection to a major development here in Gisborne that finally got withdrawn after 4 years. I've individually prepared a case and presented that at VCAT as an advocate, as an unqualified professional. Council didn't come out too good in the outcome of that one. I've written major amendments, recommendations for the planning scheme, primarily Gisborne, New Gisborne, C67 back in the day, and the Romsey ODP C66 amendment. The C66 amendment got up in its entirety into the planning scheme, and the Annie Mackers campaign.
Right. Well, okay. Look, that's all well and good, and that's all the easy stuff out of the way. I've got this question. It's more of a proposal.
Yep.
Gisborne has changed a lot. You know that it's changed a lot. And one of the problems that I have is that we've got New Gisborne around the corner. Now, I think that they are kind of being a little bit too smart with their new. Do you think it's worth changing the name of Gisborne to New Gisborne?
No, because New Gisborne's New Gisborne, and New Gisborne was named because that's the only place that the railway line could safely get through to facilitate Gisborne, New Gisborne. And the fact that the Calder Freeway divides the two in half.
The people from The Voice want it. New Gisborne. Thank you for watching that candidate profile. I hope to bring you many more very soon. If you are a candidate, make sure you contact the Macedon Rangers Voice. And if you're interested, please join the group and like the videos and share our posts. We're trying to bring as many people into the discussion as possible, and as many people to find out as much as they can about this election, which is going to be a crucial one for the Macedon Rangers. So see you out there with your masks on, and wait for the next video. It's coming real soon.